What is up, everyone? It's Gage here. Welcome to you, Buck Dat. And today, we're talking about my dark horse MVP of this year. Now, before we get into it, obviously, if I had to put money on the MVP, I'm putting on Tom Brady. Dude, I think because he's even working his legs out. He's like, yeah, some of these leg workouts I'm doing now, I haven't done them in years. And he's been having a lot of injuries as of late. Even last season, he didn't talk about them, but he is definitely in that age. That's why I think it's his last year. But anyway, that's a side note for another time. My dark horse MVP, it came down to 3 people. Now, one of these guys, you guys are going to be pretty shocked that I even consider this guy. Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, and Jalen Hurts. Gage, what the hell are you thinking, dude? He's only played 2 years, and then he only played 1 full season as a starter. I know, but what he's done so far in Eagles is astounding, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Let's start into it. I wrote my notes down here because there's a lot. Kirk Cousins. Let's start with him. Kirk Cousins. Everyone's like, Kirk. He's been 1 playoff game. He's won 1. He's been to a playoff season, and he's only won 1 playoff game. What the hell are you talking about, Gage? Well, let's start here. Kirk Cousins' best season came in actually this previous season. 4,221 yards, 33 TDs, and 7 picks. Holy. I tell you, he is a stat guy, but he is good. He is good, man. And my reasons why comes down to this. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. Top receivers in that NFL. You guys might not know a lot about Thielen, but the dude's a top receiver. At one time, I was a Vikings fan, so I had a good eye on these guys, and yeah, they're top receivers. And their offensive line is improving. Like, they're probably above average, I would say. I'm not sure. They might be top 15 at this point, but who knows? You know, with their offensive line, who knows how it's going to turn out. In their defense, they went hard with this defense this year. And I think, honestly, they could have a top 10 defense this year. So Kirk's going to have a lot of time, and he has a good coaching staff this time. His coach was using a fear mentality. Like, hey, if you don't do this, we're going to bench you next week. You won't have a job. He even did like a conference where he's like, hey, this is why it isn't my fault. Teddy Bridgewater got hurt. He literally had he brought everyone to me and just said why it wasn't his fault. Imagine having that kind of leadership for the last 4 years. Now he actually has a coach that believes in him, and he has a good coaching staff. I think Kirk, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think he's a big time leader, but he's a good quarterback, and when he's a kind of guy that if you tell him to do something, he'll get it done. So I think with Kevin O'Connelly, they'll learn under Sean McVay. He was very methodical with his thinking. I think he's gonna kill it this year, bro. I think the Vikings are gonna be a playoff team this year, without question. Especially the NFC getting weaker. So I think the Vikings. I think Kirk Cousins is definitely he's definitely on top. That's why he's top of my list for dark horse. Matt Ryan. Now we're gonna go on Matt Ryan. Let's see what I got him. He's actually one of my favorite quarterbacks, so I could be a little biased, but especially with the team he just went with, I think he's gonna do phenomenal. He got his best season, came in as an MVP year, got 4,944 yards, 38 touchdowns, and only 9 picks. Pretty damn good. Actually, 2018 he had a very similar season. He threw 35 touchdowns instead of 38? Yes. He had Matt Ryan's good. I think he got hurt this year. I think that's one of the reasons why he wasn't as good as he usually is. But Matt Ryan's on top of it. Reminds me of like an older version of Kirk Cousins, but with better leadership, which is one of the reasons. Reasons, as I just said, leadership. Matt Ryan, as you see, he's like, get on the fucking. He doesn't give a shit, bro. He doesn't give a shit. I remember one of the tape. He's like, get on the fucking line. Dude's a leader, and he's the guy that's like, he gets you pumped up. He gets you going. He's like, let's go. Let's go. Like, honestly, he might be my rival, but I got a lot of respect for him, dude. He just has a leadership mentality. He gets his team pumped up, and they get ready for battle. And another thing is, obviously, he's a great passer, as I just said. Dude threw like almost 5,000 yards second, almost 2 times in his career. Yeah, he hasn't done it once, but almost twice. He almost hit 5,000 yards. Like, holy shit. That Matty Ice, and with this team, he has a top 5 line. If it wasn't for the Buccaneers offensive line, I think they would have the best line right now. If I had to put them in number, I'll put them right behind the Buccaneers at number 2. Because the Bucs, they have a phenomenal offensive line. I can't even lie about that. I'm a little biased, but you know what I mean. Like, you can't deny the Buccaneers offensive line. And yeah, with that offensive line, which Matty Ice really hasn't had. He had an average offensive line, if that's how you put it. The last 2 years have been terrible. Like, kind of like the Vikings offensive line's been. And having a top, I think they have like a top 5 defense. So with all that, he has decent receivers like Michael Pittman. I think he got around 800 to 900 yards receiving last year, and that was with Carson Wentz not really throwing a lot and mostly giving it to Jonathan Taylor. And that's another reason. Jonathan Taylor, much like Kirk Cousins, has Dalvin Cook, which is going to help them a lot because they don't know what to do. They can give it to Jonathan Taylor, who's a beast, or Matty Ice can just light it up the field. That's why I think Matty Ice, honestly, I think he could hit around, he legit could hit like what he did in 2016, close to 5,000 yards. This dude, I think, is going to light it up. Especially if in his division, he has the Jaguars, Texans, and the Titans. Titans are the only ones that can rival them in that division, but like, the Colts are going to light it up. I'm telling you guys, you're going to be surprised. And they're one of the teams I'm actually cheering for, man. Like, I hope the Colts do good. If they go get the Bucs, that's a different story. But yeah, I think they're having a great season. But now the most surprise, I'm sure you guys have been eager to hear about, Jalen Hurts. I was actually a fan of him, and not Alabama. Oh wait, was he in Alabama? Yeah, he was at Alabama originally, but he went to Oklahoma, I believe. I feel like I'm talking. No, he was in Oklahoma. Yeah, that's right. He was at Oklahoma. I think he started Alabama and then went to Oklahoma. But anyway, Jalen Hurts' best season came in this year because it's his full season, so it's obvious. 3,144 yards, 16 touchdowns, 9 picks, and I think around 10 rushing TDs. Forgot to write that down. But anyway, Jalen Hurts, I'm like, dude, he hasn't even threw 20 touchdowns in his career. What are you talking about, Gage? Or at least in one season. And obviously he's the most inexperienced out of this list. But I'm gonna tell you why Jalen Hurts could possibly be the MVP. One, great passer. I think that gets very undervalued because he only had one full season. Like, you gotta give him. I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people because, like, Josh Allen wasn't like his second year. He was kind of good, kind of not. But his first season he exploded, which I think Jalen Hurts is gonna do. They just got a top defensive player in the draft. They got A.J. Brown, who's a top receiver when healthy. And they got Donovan Smith, who looked like he's doing pretty well. And my one thing with Jalen Hurts is he brought the Eagles to the playoffs, and they had like a 2-year drought before he got there. So that's pretty significant. And let's see what else here. That's basically it. His defense is average, I would say. I don't think they're outstanding or anything. I can't remember last time they had like a top 10 defense, to be honest. Even during that Super Bowl run, I don't think they kind of had average defense. Offensive line was pretty good a couple years ago, especially during that Super Bowl run. But now it's kind of a little above average, I would say, because a lot of dudes are aging. And that's good to say that Jalen Hurts can run, bro. That's all I can say about that. But yeah, guys, and my dark horse, Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan, Jalen Hurts. Who's it going to be? Who is it going to be the dark horse MVP? And it will be Matt Ryan. As you said, this might be a little biased, but I think Matt Ice, I think he's going to shock a lot of people being on a good team for once in his career. He's going to light it up. I know you guys are like, you make this joke like he choked in the Super Bowl, but keep in mind, he scored 28 points. He's the one that scored that 28 points. He can't play defense, guys. He can't play defense. I don't blame that on him. So, yeah, guys. And Matt Ryan is my dark horse MVP. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, and I hope you bucked that.